How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video for you guys. And this one's an interesting one, and I've seen the trailers for it. And I gotta say, it's an odd one. Incarnate, which was the film was released in 2016, directed by Brad Phayn, written by Ronnie Christensen, and stars Aaron Eckhart, Carice Van Houten, Catalina Sadio Moreno. Hopefully I pronounced those names correctly. But to kind of give a quick synopsis, a scientist with the ability to enter the subconscious minds of the possessed must save a young boy from the grips of a demon with powers never seen before while facing the horrors of his past. And that's basically the premise, and to be honest, there's not a lot story-wise when it comes to this film. I mean, and there will be spoilers in this review. It starts off interesting where we see the kid getting, or at least one of the main characters, or at least the child who plays Cameron, end up getting possessed after killing a homeless person. We get to see a little bit of Dr. Ember, played by Aaron Eckhart, and his ability, where they are able to go into the minds of individuals who are possessed. Now, something really interesting, too, is to a certain degree, because he ends up getting contracted by the Vatican to do a possession, and in this go around, they actually do something really interesting where they kind of acknowledge the fact that in several or a variety of different religions or cultures, a malicious entity or parasitic entity is known by many names, whether it be a demon, a jinn, this and that. And this character, Dr. Ember, who, when we see him after he has freed one guy from possession, he has a lot of wear and tear, and he does not agree with some of the things that he has to do, or at least doesn't want to do the things he has to do. But it seems like he's doing it with a purpose, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But he is contracted to try to help this kid, and it may possibly be connected to another case that he had. And this motivates him to check out the kid, and sure enough, like right away they say this might be the entity that we're looking for, and they start just cracking down, trying to get the job done. Doesn't work the first time. It does not work the first time. Because however strong the demon is, it screws with Dr. Ember when he goes into Cameron's mind to try to free him from the illusion. And at first, after this whole attempt, they try to bring in the dad, who the demon kills, by the way. Funny how that works. And it turns out, through everything going on, they also find out the reason why Dr. Ember is doing this, that apparently the demon that's inside Cameron, or the entity, the parasite, might actually be the same one that apparently killed Dr. Ember's family. Funny how that works and how they kind of put that in. But yeah, the demon killed his family, so he's off to this whole revenge quest to try to hunt down this thing and kill it. Though, since we're dealing with the supernatural, I doubt that's going to happen. And it's funny that I say that, because I don't want to go too further till we get to the very end. So at some point, in order to make sure that he does this right, hopefully the next and final time, he goes meets with a character that we were introduced to near the very beginning, or close to the beginning, by the name of, and I think it was, I don't think it was Dan, I think it was somebody else. not priest. It was another character, but it's this old guy who's in a warehouse who had a demon possessed or entity possessed individual locked up and being tortured, and was using it as I guess as a sort of a way to figure out how these things work. But he ends up getting possessed, and kills himself in front of Dr. Ember. So, for the final time, they try to bring Dr. Ember under, who has an object that would be significant to the boy. And they're able to go back in, and Dr. Ember is able to pull Cameron, or at least at first think that he pulls Cameron out. And we have a moment where literally it seems like everything, like including the initial car crash that caused him to, go on this revenge quest, was just a dream or all in his head, and that he's waking up from a coma. But he learns early, like right away, that it's fake. And it turns out that the demon has now possessed him, or is trying to possess him. So, as he's about to, free himself from the entity, he realizes that the boy's still in its clutches. So he decides to let the demon, take him over. And with this syringe that he stole from, I think, I'm just going to assume priest. When they use this syringe, and apparently it helps him kind of take control for a brief moment, and literally throw himself out of a window that is high up. He falls, killing himself, and they end the movie with them trying to revive him. And at first it seems like it succeeds, but Dr. Ember touches another character, I think by the name of Lindsay, or was it Camilla? Either or. I'm pretty sure it was Camilla. And she gets possessed, and the movie ends there. I kind of figured, I'm just going to say, talking about the ending, I kind of figured that was going to happen. The concept, I think the biggest pull for me for this movie has to be the concept of the how to deal with the possession. Like, instead of it being like a typical or traditional exorcism, they basically go into the minds of the individuals and break the illusion that they're trapped in, freeing the individual from the possessing spirit or entity and so on. Honestly, it's a cool concept, and it was a kind of change of pace when it comes down to these exorcism films. Though, I'm just going to say, for the most part, a lot of the characters are boring. Not much draw to them. It feels like it's short. Like, halfway through the movie, I was surprised that I made it through 45 minutes because of how short it was. And really, there's not much to go on. And by the way, I kind of, to add insult to injury, there was, in the back of my mind, and as the movie progressed, I kind of figured that there was going to be a twist ending where the demon wins. Because they bring up time and time again in this film, don't touch the person who's possessed. You will get possessed. Don't touch the person. Don't touch the person. Sure enough, as soon as Dr. Ember touches the official from the Vatican, which I think is Camilla, that was it. That was over. She's possessed. She's gone. And we go from there. But either way. So, with that, again, I think the only draw for this film has to be the fact that the concept for, dealing with the possession in this was interesting, to say the least. But other than that, nothing else. So, with that, I feel like, and I kind of feel like that there could have been more with this film, but maybe perhaps they just couldn't figure anything else to deal with it. But either way, that's the film. That's Incarnate. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and give this unfortunately, a 3 out of 10. I want to give it somewhere higher up, but besides, the unique way they do things again, when it comes down to the possession genre, nothing else really kind of impacted me at all. So, it's just, it's below average. And so, again, 3 out of 10 for me. But, anywho, that's it for my review for Incarnate. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, take care, and peace.